I have a lot of people approach me and tell me their stories, and gentleman let me know his story. He was traveling through Memphis on the way back from vacation with his family, and had a young family, wife, daughters, son with him, and he's traveling back, and he told me this story. He said it was one of those things that he was very glad he had his gun on him, and had a concealed carry handgun with him. And so as he was traveling, he said he actually had they stopped for the night and in a roadside motel, and he said um, didn't look like a dangerous area. They spent the night. He did the typical thing. He and his wife slept closer to the door. He slept on the side closest to the door. And he said the next morning he got up and he went outside, and of course he's got his concealed carry handgun on him, and he was telling me, he said when you travel with women, of course you've got this baggage train of luggage that comes in and out. And he said as he's carrying all the luggage out, he made 4 trips. And he said on his first trip, there was a man standing at the edge of the parking lot about 50 feet from him. And he said the guy was giving him the eye and looking at him aggressively, and not, not being the way that one man typically respects another. And he said he nodded to him, and the guy just kind of gave him a hard look. And he said, he said that kind of made him wonder if there was kind of a danger. And he said, so he unlocked the vehicle, locked the vehicle, had all the luggage in there from the first trip, second trip, third trip, fourth trip. As he's getting ready to head out, he told his wife and his children, he said, listen, he said, you come out directly behind me. Handed his wife the keys. He said, you unlock the vehicle with the keyless entry, you get the kids in there, and he said, I'm going to go around to the back of the vehicle. He said, all of you carry your luggage, I'm going to go empty handed. Smart guy from what happens next. So what happens is he goes out empty handed on that fourth trip, and he steps out and he's walking between them and this other gentleman. He walks around to the back of the vehicle, and as they're piling everything in, the man begins to walk directly towards him. And he said he was a big guy. He said he was at least 100 pounds heavier than the man who told me the story. And he said it was a terrifying moment, except for the fact that he knew that he had the upper hand. And he rolls his hand over, and he actually had the handgun, the way he describes it, in his hand, and had his thumb kind of hooked on the edge of his pants so that the guy couldn't see the handgun and couldn't see it clearly. He said he rolled his hand over, didn't point it, didn't have to. He rolled his hand over, and the guy, he said, how did he say this? He said he did the prettiest about face I've ever seen and walked off. And that is one of many stories that people have told me at events and different locations. They tell me their unique story of not having to fire at somebody. I mean, it happens. There's times that you might have to defend yourself with your firearm and literally shoot somebody, but he didn't even have to pull the trigger, didn't even have to point it. It was over. And that at that moment, that gentleman thought he was going to attack this other man, and no, it didn't happen. That's just one more reason why I carry, and it's one more reason why I open carry, because so many people approach me with these stories, and I can help many people to find classes and ammo and instructors and ranges and different things like that. So you guys have a great day. Check out the rest of my videos. Don't forget to click like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you identify with the videos, if this has spoken to you in some way, share it. Share it with your friends.